This is somewhat rare, I don't know why controversial, but today I want to explain why you probably only need 2 to 4 exercises per workout, why it will help you if you are stuck in a plateau, in a vicious cycle of adding and changing exercises, which can be absolutely detrimental to your progress, and why only doing 2 to 4 exercises per session can set you free and hop on the muscle mass, hypertrophy, and strength gain. Again, I want to explain and elaborate on that as I see it in a very simple, rational way. Today we have a back workout. In a back workout, I usually do chin-ups, I do one rowing motion, and then I will do isolation for the biceps. Today I'm doing the pelican curl, which is a bodyweight pelican curl. It's very, very hard. Anyway, 2 compound exercises, slightly different. One is vertical, one is horizontal, and then isolation biceps. Most people will look at that and they will think, why or where do I really insert more of the rowing, cable, machine, pull down something? Now, if you look at this workout, I feel that for the back workout especially, wide grip pull-ups and narrower, that's shoulder width apart, grip, chin-ups, those target practically 90% of your back muscle groups. If you don't believe me, just look at the upper body of street lifters, which is the sport of weighted chin-ups and weighted dips. Let's make the actual work in field speak for itself. You want to test something? Let's watch athletes who've been doing these exercises to a high degree, almost exclusively, and see how their body develop in shape and morph into something very, very unique. And in this case, it is a well-developed upper body, predominantly with weighted chin-ups or weighted pull-ups. Both will hit 90% of your back. Okay, why? Because they target the latissimus dorsi, the teres major, the posterior deltoids. They will target the rhomboids, the upper traps, mid, lower traps. Those are the upper body muscle groups, and pull-ups and chin-ups hits all of them, all of the above. Now, wide grip pull-up with the elbows coming out and in will hit more of the upper lat beneath the armpit, will give you more width. Narrow chin-ups, or very different to the row, with just more range of motion, but is more with the elbows forward and in. This will give you more of the thickness and the lower lat development. Thickness because it targets more of the rhomboids and the traps, which from the side view will give you more thickness, right? And then the biceps at the end, just to address a weakness. Some people will even skip that because the biceps are also targeted to some degree in chin-ups and pull-ups, okay? Once you understand that really tackles 90% of your back, it is more about how do I do these 2 exercises, which really work all of the muscle groups that I want to grow and get strong to a meaningful degree. It doesn't become how can I add another exercise on top of that targets the same muscle group. And by doing that, what happens in reality, because workouts don't happen in vacuum. You can't add an exercise and expect everything else to be the same. When you add 3 exercises into your workout, it takes away from the intensity and the intent that you can allocate into the few exercises that you do have in your program. You only have 2 to 4 exercises per workout. You can really focus on them and progressively overload. And it's the fact that you took the chin-ups from 5 reps to 5 reps with additional 50% of your body weight attached using a dip belt that got your lats, teres major, rhomboids, traps, posterior delt huge. It is the demand for growth. I want to get stronger. Now adapt, and the body, boom, puts on more muscle mass wherever necessary. Now the only exercise or muscle group that I can really think that the pull-ups and chin-ups don't do a great work. They do stimulate it, but not to a great degree, not to a meaningful degree at a high level. I would argue it is the erector spinae, which is the thick column-like muscle group that support the spine, and when they are very thick, it looks very impressive and demanding, right? I love that look that you see in weightlifters from all of the pulling and cleaning and snatching work that they do from the floor. I think that it does require either isolation, back extension, right? You can do it at the end of your chin-up session, pull-up session, or adding Romanian deadlifts, adding Jefferson curls, adding barbell good morning, which are phenomenal. You don't have to have a lot of weight on the bar to get a good workout using good morning, unlike the deadlift. So if you are not a calisthenic skill-oriented athlete, I would say the spinae erectors are a huge muscle group in your back that isn't really targeted with just pull-ups. You would need to supplement with back extension, RDL, good morning, all of that. And then practically, again, 100% of your back is taken care of. And we still have it done within arguably 3 exercises in your workout, right? Pull-ups, let's say barbell good morning, and then you can throw in a bicep curl. Look at natural athletes. They are very, very strong. Usually the big ones, the ones with impressive physique, they have the kind of strength to match for it. When you see a good back on a natural athlete, he can probably pull deadlifts or RDL or impressive pull-up or chin-up numbers. Okay, that's the case. Now, not only does it take away from the good exercises, you can't allocate the same amount of intensity and intense. Another thing happens to your workout. Now, in the short term, I can understand the rationale. Okay, I'm hitting the back. As a mean of progressing, I will add another exercise. Let's do now one arm dumbbell row. Let's throw it in, even though I already did my pull-ups and chin-ups. In the short term, it is more stress and it is more load on this muscle group, so it makes sense that it's a way of progressing. But once you understand that you can't really, in order to progressively overload, add another exercise every workout or every week or every month indefinitely. Usually when I see people adding exercise, it's to take away from the difficulty of another. I will throw in pull-ups there, but I didn't do them to a really meaningful way, so I will do another exercise. Instead, confront the fact that the pull-ups or chin-ups needs to be progressed right now. You have to put on some weight and add reps. Focus on that. Don't steer your focus away to something that is more of the same, of the moderate intensity that doesn't really make the body tear and be built right again, but stronger. It's more of the same. It's more of this Goldilocks zone. We can't add exercise indefinitely. What we can do is add 1 rep or half a kilogram each week, each month, depending on your level of strength, your progression rate will match. That we can do. We can do indefinitely. We can progress our pull-ups indefinitely. You can theoretically add 100 kilograms to your pull-ups. People actually do that. I can't. Street lifters do. And they have the back and the arms to show for it. Okay? I don't think that it's particularly lacking in any way. Another workout example can be 90-degree push-up, which is, I call it like the incline, I call it the bodyweight incline bench press, because it has a similar path or a similar sticking point, almost like that between overhead press and between bench press, right? Once I do that, 3 sets, I go to weighted ring dips, heavy. Again, 3 sets. Once I'm finishing that, it's only really the triceps that, in my case, are not isolated, targeted, addressed enough, especially considering I think that my triceps are a weakness. So that's the only thing at the end of the workout that I think in terms of pushing musculature was not addressed enough. And I isolate that, and even then I have 3 exercises all together. So it's not a lot, but it's definitely enough to give my pushing muscle groups, my chest, triceps, shoulders, enough stimulus for the next 3 or 4 days, where I will rest, replenish, eat, recover, hopefully to hit the same pushing workout and try to add 1 more rep to each exercise or half a kilogram, some way of progressing. Not steering away from the difficulty, confronting the obstacle, confronting the difficulty, and knowing and hoping and knowing that beyond the difficulty would be the value that I'm seeking. Usually in life, that's the way it goes. I've done the training enough to already know that usually in the training, the difficult stuff carry a lot of meaning. Difficult exercises, usually the ones where you carry a lot of weight, because they hit more muscle mass overall. That's the reason that you are able to lift more weight in this exercise than a bicep curl, which is also useful. I'm not bashing isolation. Again, 1 to 2 compounds per exercise, per workout, and 1 to 2 accessories. That's plenty. You can do incline bench, and you can do barbell bench press and still have time to hit your triceps after. So if you're doing barbell training, no problem. You can do dips and you can do bench press, and then you can hit flies, chest flies, if you think the chest is your weakness. And same approach for the legs. And we watched a ton of weightlifters do little but front squats, back squats, and some type of pulling from the floor, either clean pull, not deadlifts, weightlifters don't deadlift, but a clean pull or a snatch or a clean. 3 exercises, back squat, front squat, and a pull from the floor, but it happened to be the best exercise for the lower body. So it works the same for the lower body. If you're a calisthenic skill athlete, then you want to do your skill work first. So let's take a pushing skill calisthenic workout. You can do your planches first, planche push-ups, planche presses to handstand, planche isometric holds. Do that for about 5 sets. And then hit a compound pushing exercise that hits most of the muscle groups that are engaged and necessary, in fact, in the planche, like a weighted ring push-up or handstand push-ups on the wall to take away the balance and the technique from it. Really focus on stimulating the muscle mass. And then at the end, you can think about isolating whatever you want, maybe shoulder dumbbell external rotation. I like that for calisthenic skills. Maybe bicep or triceps. And that's a calisthenic-oriented skill workout that only has 3 exercises. And we did, in fact, targeted skills when you are fresh, specifically at the beginning of the workout. So that's something that I want you to practice right now. Okay, if you hit a plateau, you feel that you're in this vicious cycle, you don't really stick to exercises for that long, and then you add, you replace, you change an exercise. I want you to practice this exercise next. Know your goals. Dial it down to 3 main goals. That can be 1 push, 1 pull, and then 1 lower body, or it can be even a lower body mobility exercise. Reduce the number of exercises to only 2 to 4 exercises per workout. So if you have a straight arm bent arm or a push-pull, that should be derivatives of your goals. And log your training, how many reps you got. And I think that the best, if you want strength, train in the 3 to 8 rep range. The sets of 5, but with a range, right? So I feel like the 3 to 8 is a great strength and muscle mass builder. So we have 2 to 4 exercises for 3 to 8 rep range, and then you log your training and you write how many reps you got in each exercise. Now approach your next workout in a matter of 3 to 4 days and add 1 repetition to the previous workout. Watch your dopamine take over your mind as you were able to be patient, deliberate, wait, come back stronger to be able to add a repetition. Now, you already know the process, because that's a 20-minute long video I can see right here where I'm explaining, but you will only comprehend it yourself once you apply it. When you add a rep, and dopamine hits, and you understand the rationale, the process, and if I can stick to that, I can take it very, very far, this exercise, my goal, I can reach it. Then you want to stick to the process. Then you don't want to add exercises or change exercises because you think that it will actually be detrimental. It will deteriorate from your workout. It will take away from your workout. It will not add. You will only care about progressively overloading the specific exercises to your goals, which has the most meaning for you. And now repeat this process for 6, 8, 12, 20 weeks and watch your body transform. Hope I can help. Click the link below if you want any bodyweight strength coaching and training programs. You have everything that you need there. Drop a like, comment, share, subscribe only if you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching this far. See you next time.